Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Strike Fighters 2 RAF. We are on our final Meteor mission here, August 30th, 1953, flying along with number 54 Squadron, Pilot Officer Reginald Hickenbottom, and we're going to go out on a bang. This is going to be a really fun mission, I think. Today, provide armed reconnaissance near Dresden. Search out and destroy any enemy targets moving into the vicinity. This is, I don't know, I just love these. This is going to be, we're going to be looking for moving enemy vehicles, usually down roads, sometimes through the wilderness. I would guess that here, in this case, they're probably going to be moving through the city. Now, a lot of times, so like in the Vietnam campaigns, for example, these are actually very relaxing in a way because you get to go out away from a lot of enemy defenses. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the same here. I guess we are going right towards an enemy city, so we may have a lot of AAA, and it's a long flight, but still. This is going to be a ground attack mission, something that the Meteor would excel at in later years. You know, once it gets a little more old and tired by the 60s, it's relegated to ground attack missions. So we'll be doing that today. Call sign is Lion. 4 Meteor F8s. Takeoff time at 10 o'clock. Over the target by 10:52. So that's a 52. That's almost an hour transit time to get to Dresden, which, you know, that might be a bit of a problem since I clearly have fuel problems. So we're going to have to be really, really light on the throttle going out this time, which, you know, the game is not very good about that. It doesn't care what your fuel state is. It expects you to be on certain schedules sometimes, but we're going to have to be way behind, I think, because we really, really need to take it easy getting out to the city to look for these targets. But we'll deal with that as we go. So this is, as I mentioned last time, and I guess just a moment ago, this will be the final mission for number 54 Squadron here in West Germany. The brass is rotating us back to our home base in Britain. So after this, here on August 30th, after this mission, we will be rotating back for some R&R and transferring of pilots and beginning a new workup period before maybe coming back out, back into combat here. Let's take a look at the map here. You can see this is the distance that we are going to have to go. So taking off from our airbase here, we're basically going to head due east over the Bad Herzfeld area, this was our early stomping grounds. Continuing out this way, you can see that whatever defenses were here have been smashed by NATO forces. This was the southern counterattack, and you can see that now U.S. 3rd Armored Division is in Jena here. UK 6th Infantry is down at Hof, and all of the enemy units here have pulled back now behind this line. So we will continue out here, and this is this is Dresden right here. This is the Czechoslovakia line here. So all of these are all Czech air bases. This is all Czechoslovakia here. We'll be right on the line of it. Dresden, Chemnitz, Zwickau, Gorlitz out here. Prague, right here on the river. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going into Wisconsin. Also, so just to the southeast here, this would be Sasau. This is the setting for Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is set in a small medieval town, just a few hours away by horse from Prague. So it's sort of right in this area here. Neither here nor there. You can see Hamburg is now liberated thanks to the UK 4th Division and the 5th Division here. They helped as well. They were down at the south end. But you can see that we have now retaken all of the Hamburg area and are pushing them back down on the southern front. Even, like I said before, there was several enemy units here in sort of this bulge, which have now pulled back completely back here. So NATO forces continuing to be on a roll. Not only have we pushed back any of the Soviet advance, but we are now pushing back into their territory, heading towards Berlin. I mean, we're not that far away from Berlin here, and you know, the edge, the eastern edge of Germany. A couple of squadrons up here, still right on the line, but it looks like we've taken over or occupied right up to there. So yeah, so that is the state of the war. It's getting really interesting just as we're going to leave it, but you know, I have a funny feeling that Hickenbottom is going to weasel his way back into the action sooner rather than later, so don't you worry too much about that. On the loadout today, man, I'm actually almost rethinking this. My current loadout is Lion 1 and 2, and by the way, I am still back in Aircraft 477, VZ 477 Hotel here. This is the same plane we've been using for a while. I currently have the 16 RP3 rockets and the ventral drop tank. This is Lion 1 and Lion 2. Sorry, Lion 2, there we go. So rockets on those two, and then Lion 3 and 4, they'll be taking 108-gallon napalms. So we'll do a nice mix of rockets, napalm. I'm wondering, looking at that map, suddenly I'm like wondering, do we just go with nothing but guns and put extra fuel tanks on? But no, we'll go with what we've got, and yeah, we'll figure it out from there. If we have to come down at again at a stopgap friendly airfield along the way, we will do that. At this point, I have a reputation for just dropping in on random airfields to get some gas. You know, top her up, mate. So at this point, I have no shame about just you know, landing wherever and getting some gas and then heading home. So if we have to do that again, we will. Finally, at the roster here, not a lot of people left. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to take a full 8 aircraft formation, I wouldn't even be able to. I think there's only, I think we could do 7. There's 1 active, 2 active. So yeah, so there's only 3 more guys beyond what we're taking. So I'll be leading in Lion 1. Lion 2, our good buddy Larry Franklin coming with us once again. And then the Allard twins in 3 and 4. So the exact same setup that we had 2 missions ago, where Franklin got those 3 kills, and James Allard went down, but was recovered. So the Allard twins coming with us, and Larry Franklin, who is this rising star of a newbie pilot. So hopefully we can get everyone back safe today. I didn't even mention, actually, I almost sort of glossed over it. This is a really long way to go, and even though the front line is fairly close to Dresden, I mean, we're still in the middle of all of these enemy squadrons, it's very, very possible that besides that AAA that I mentioned earlier, that we could get jumped by enemy fighters, which could be catastrophic, honestly. Oh yeah, look at all these. Okay, so we own all of these airfields now, and so we'll go to Dresden, we'll blow up whatever we see here, which probably, I would guess, is friendly units coming down. What is this? This is Route 13 into Route 4 here. So probably coming down Route 4 to reinforce the front lines. So we need to stop whatever is moving towards those front lines to help UK 6th and US 3rd armor divisions over here. Once we do that, I mean, even if we're scraping the barrel with fuel, we could land at any of these airfields. Here we've got French squadron here at Haina Air Base with the MD 450 Ouragan, and Ouragan, the Hurricane, and also here at Schlotheim Air Base. That's funny to say. That's RAF squadron with Meteors as well. So I mean, we could definitely go there. They would have supplies and you know, any equipment that's specific to the Meteor if we had to go. But even any of these, even though they don't have anyone occupying them at the moment, we could land at any of these bases. And even if they have to truck fuel out to us, you know, it's better than coming down on a road or just crashing somewhere, bailing out. So, yeah. So, yeah, very interesting mission. I'm excited for this because I have no idea what to expect. Alright, this is going to be a long one. I mean, the video is not going to be long, but just play along. This is going to be a long one, guys, so make sure you hit the head and, you know, grab a snack, because we're going to be up in the skies for a while. Okay, we'll see you out there. Oh, perfect. Beautiful day out here at Geilenkirchen for our final mission. Alright, we're clear for takeoff. On the takeoff roll now. Here, we're gonna do a flex power takeoff like a modern airliner. We'll just go up to 1200 RPM. We'll let the speed come up nice and slow. We'll do a little more fuel economical takeoff. Not something, I think, that is very common for fighters of any era. It may not even work here because we're coming up to... just coming up to 150 knots here with 4,000 feet to go. We'll just go full power. And we are clear of the ground. Gears coming up. Flaps retracted, and then we'll come back into a climb thrust. Which is honestly something I probably should have been doing this whole time, I would estimate, if I could find some sort of handbook for this aircraft. I bet there's an actual climbing power setting that I've been ignoring. Okay, so 2 is now up. We don't have a lot of aircraft, it's just the 4, so we'll just do a quick circle around the airbase here. And we'll get on downwind. 3 and 4 will be up shortly, and then we'll just continue around onto waypoint 3, which is going to be, like I said, almost due east here. And then we'll climb way up.
Received and understood. Continuing to the next waypoint.
We'll go up to like 20,000 feet for cruise. Oh, hello. Don't hit me, bro. There we go. There's one of the guys. That must be 3. I think 4 must be on the takeoff roll, perhaps. Okay. So, on our way over.
125.
Yep, there, 4 is airborne. There he is. Tiny, tiny little dot there. Just passed up over the top of the taxiway to the right. So we're at 1300 RPM. Still pretty high throttle, but not maxed out. We'll just climb at 250 knots. We'll have a much lower rate of climb than normal. Might even be able to pull it back even more. Maybe let's do like 1200 knots. I mean, RPM. And there we go. And we are still doing 300, so I can pitch up even more. Alright, there's our rockets. It's been a while since we've done a rocket run. We'll set it to fire 2 at a time, with a bit of a delay in between. I don't remember if that actually applies to rockets or not, but we'll just set it anyways.
Red 1. You are ready to go, sir. Good luck.
Roger that. Thank you, ground control. And we're just on our way in. So far, no other radio chatter, which leads me to believe that we are one of the first squadrons to be taking off. I'm actually not sure why we, all the way out here at Geilenkirchen, are being assigned to fly all the way to Dresden when there's another Meteor squadron literally right next door, but it's fine. I'll take it. I am excited to do this kind of mission. It is nice. I don't know if we've done an armed reconnaissance in this series. We've done strikes. We've done a lot of air-to-air. I don't think that we've done any looking for enemy vehicles kind of mission, which is too bad, because like I said, they're some of my favorite. Take a look behind. There's Franklin, Allard twins, Allard 4 lagging very far behind. Catch up, buddy. Alright, I guess at this point we'll just continue our climb up to 20,000 feet. And I'll check back in with you as we start to see friendly activity, other friendly planes coming up into the sky to join us. We'll check out who else is in the air. This is going to be quite the trek in. So, yeah, I'll update you as we go on anything interesting that pops up. Down to 1,000 RPM on the engines for cruise. We're up here at 20,000 feet level. I don't know if I should pull it back under 1,000. Certainly there is a point where saving fuel becomes a trade-off with just simply going too slow to the target. However, we continue to be the only ones up at the moment. Here's Lion 12 also with those rockets. 60-pound RP3 rockets. Here's the napalm on aircraft 3 and 4. No idea what kind of targets that we will be running into out there. I guess if it's actually a tank column, the napalm is not going to be as effective. Although having said that, I don't know how effective the rockets would be either. I don't know if the rockets are designed for anti-armor or anti-personnel. I really don't know anything about the RP3. But we always have the 20mm cannons as well. Literally nothing is up in the air right now, but here on one of the bases is a MATS C-54, which of course is the military version of the DC-6. This is the plane that I love to fly in Flight Simulator, the PMDG DC-6. That is definitely one of my faves. MATS is the military... oh shit. Military air transport something or other. Hold on, I bet we could look that up. Right, MATS. Military Air Transport Service. So this was activated in June 1948, and it actually consolidated the U.S. Navy's transport service and the Air Force's transport service into a single command. It was inactivated in 1966. So you do see some MATS aircraft in the beginnings of the Vietnam War, but by 1966 they are gone, and then they are superseded by MAC, which is Military Airlift Command. So that is what the squad, like the C5 squadrons, were attached to. That continued until 92, and then that became something called AMC, Air Mobility Command. So I think maybe that is what is around today. So yeah, so it's just it's a major command organization for all of the transport aircraft. I did not realize that it was a Navy and Air Force joint command. I actually always just assumed it was an Air Force transport organization, but apparently it is for all of the DoD. Interesting. Oh, you know what? While I'm on my phone, let's also look up RP3 rocket. Okay, RP3 from Rocket Projectile 3-inch. It's a British air-to-ground rocket projectile introduced in the Second World War. They use 60-pound warhead, which gave rise to the alternate name of the 60-pound rocket. It is an air-to-ground weapon, but apparently was also used in other roles. And they were generally used by British fighter-bomber aircraft against tanks, trains, motor transport, and buildings, as well as against U-boats and ships. So it's pretty versatile. It must have a pretty decent armor-piercing component to it then, if they're using it against tanks and buildings. I mean, that's pretty hard-hitting. So we're good with the rockets. Those will pretty much cover any kind of target that we run into. The napalm may be a little more specialized. If it's like troop transports, that might be good against those, or even AAA installations, that might be useful. So I think what we'll end up doing is we'll have to see what kind of targets we are presented with, what the defenses are in the area, and then coordinate. It's possible that I'll just have 3 and 4, I'll just tell them to attack ground, and then they will engage AAA sites while I send 2 and myself in after the actual targets. If it's quiet enough, I can just send everybody in against whatever these primary targets are. Alright, the clock is showing us at 10:21 here, so according to the schedule, we're supposed to be over Dresden in 9 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be the case. As you can see, we haven't even reached our waypoint 3 here, or waypoint 4, I think. We're certainly on our way. Still nothing in the air, though. We've just been flying along here. There's been nothing. There's been no radio chatter. No other aircraft to speak of. It's literally just the 4 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 1. We're just cruising here at just over 300 knots. Looks like 305 knots. We're at 20,000 feet. A little bit low. There's 20,000 feet. 1,000 RPM on the engines. Should still be on the ventral fuel tank. I can't imagine that we've gone through 175 gallons already, especially trying to sip the fuel as much as I have been. So yeah, down to our south there, that's going along Route 4, Eisenach, Gotha, Erfurt. Allstedt is going to be the next airfield beyond the one in front of us. So yeah, so we're over East Germany now at this point, although held in NATO hands at the moment. We're not too far from Gorlitz, although we're not going to get there in 4 minutes, so we're definitely going to be a little bit later than planned, but that cannot be helped. Not with the fuel status. So pretty soon, so this will all be to our left. Up to the north here, that's all East Germany, but pretty soon on the right is going to be Czechoslovakia. Erzberg mountain range is going to be down there. That's going to be separating on the line. We might see those. Actually, we should see those on the egress on the way out. We should fly right over those mountains. We'll actually get a good look at them. Oop, we just got a call for someone else joining us in the air, finally. Who is it? Ooh, another ace, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Madison. So I would guess U.S. Air Force. The XO of a squadron. Yep, here we go, F-86s. He is the flight lead on this F-86 flight here. Looks like maybe only 2 of them. Cowboy flight. Cowboy 12. Oyster 11. Oh, look at that. C-47. Just departed from somewhere. Yak-23s in Czech markings, so most likely flying out of those Czech air bases to our to the south of Dresden, although we don't know that for sure. I mean, the Soviet-packed countries, I mean, all their forces are scattered all throughout East Germany and Czechoslovakia here, so not necessarily coming out of Czech air bases, but could be. That's an enemy air base right down here, right over yonder. Friendly forces right down there, outside of what I think is Leipzig. Oh, I guess that would make sense. So if that's Leipzig, then that enemy air base there is Brandis Airfield. With that little city there, Riesa. Not Commander Riker's Riesa. That's something a little different. Fuel gauges are still looking good. Although, these things are black magic. They don't move forever, and then the second they start to move, they drop down really fast. Oh, we just picked up a bit of flak there. From the airbase. Here, let's not get shot down for dumb reasons on our last mission, alright, boys? Let's just keep them guessing a little bit. We'll do a little bit of altitude change and direction change, jinking, as we cross over the river here. Sounds like just got out of range. What is that? What is that? That's an ominous compound. I guess it's just a farming field surrounded by randomly generated roads, but that was creepy. It's like, oh my god, is that the remains of a concentration camp or something? I mean, we're in Eastern Europe at this point, and it's just after the war. I mean, shit like that probably still be littered around the countryside to some extent. I think it's just a graphical glitch, though. Alright, uncaging the gun sight here, as we are now getting into enemy territory. Very much so. In fact, that is our initial point right there. So, actually, let's recage the gun sight, because I just remembered that we are on an air-to-ground mission. So let's select our rockets, in fact. Okay, so that is the Elbe River right there. We're at idle. In the descent now. Dresden is right over there. I do not know what to expect in terms of a primary target or where they might be, what road they're on. I don't want to get too low, because I don't want to get caught in major AAA, but we need to be low enough to actually be able to spot targets on one of these roads. There's a major road. I would imagine that it's going to be along that. Like I said, I think that's Route 4. Route 4, which turns into Route 13 north of Dresden. There's a branch going off that way. I mean, it's also possible that they're not moving at all, and they're just stationary targets inside the city. That would be much harder. That would be a much bigger deal if that's what we're faced with. No ground targets yet. Let's check for enemy bandits. Nothing so far. Let's back up to cruise power here. There's waypoint 4, on our way into Dresden now, heading downtown at 12,000 feet. We'll take it easy until the flak starts, and then I'll firewall it. Okay, on the lookout now. Alright, yeah, so that's Dresden, and that is the mountain range, sort of beyond. Czechoslovakia, then, just on the other side of those hills there. Okay, one Autobahn there. Whoa! Holy shit. Wow! Look out. That was Raz 255 Command. There they are. They're down and to our right. They are on... Flight 1. Attack my target. They are down on... Ooh, they're down on this highway here. Let's... 3's on their way in. Let's get the air brakes out. There they are. You see them? They're just after the kink in the road there. AAA coming up on my left. Hold on, let's let 3 and 4 make their runs.
Going around.
3 is off. Yeah, look at them all there.
Target destroyed.
Very nice, very nice. Flight 1, engage ground.
Okay, Nita.
Alright, that should send everybody going against these guys. I'm going to make a head-on attack with the rockets right down the highway here. I was expecting more from that napalm. I guess they're quite small.
Okay, let's get into them. Leader.
Kicking in left rudder, winging over, on our way around here, using the smoke for reference.
Marching target. Leader. Okay, breaking off.
2 is off.
Ooh.
Very nice, very nice. Oh no, not nice. Someone just got fucking whacked. Got him. Holy crap. I just held down the trigger on that one. Pours off. Son of a bitch. I don't know who got clipped.
Continuing to the next waypoint. Red wall. Okay.
I think it was 3. 2 and 4 are making attacks still. I hear a jet noise. Who is it? That's 2.
Okay, breaking off. Target destroyed.
Well done. Oh, we got 2 for. Alright, we're lining up here. I don't even see any,
Marking target.
I don't even see any targets here. I can't see because of the smoke. Alright, we're... Whoops, we're peeling off. Right button. Friendly out here, picking up flak. Over the top of him as he comes in. This must be 4. Let's follow him in. I'm not sure what targets are even left.
Off the way. Turning around. Okay.
Ooh, oh, there they are.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay, let's get into them.
Well, you missed 4, but I got a couple of them. Okay, ground radar says we are still clear.
Okay, yeah. Sorry,
Apparently show's over, chaps. There's like nobody left here.
Marking target.
I don't see anybody. One of the trucks is off in the left, like out in the ditch there.
Turning around. Directed. Target destroyed.
Oh, they're hiding in the hedgerows here. They're hiding in the bushes. That might have been the last guy. I don't think there's anyone left. Son of a... Oh, you know what? Shit, maybe that wasn't a truck over in the ditch. Maybe that was our number 3. Who went spinning in right next to the damn road. Right there. I think that's our... that's our meteor. I don't know if he would have had time to get out.
Received and understood. Okay, rejoining formation.
Alright, so we're heading south, away from Route 4. We're currently still clear of fighters, supposedly. Wingman picking up flak off to my left. Make sure that they are rejoining.
Okay, I'm right with you.
If I said formation, spread out.
Okay, leader. Hold. Okay.
Damn. 3 is down. Which Allard was that? Was that Adrian? That's really bad. Not only he went down so low, I saw the wing come off and I saw him spiral in right over the convoy. Clearly, this is very, very far behind friendly lines. Oh, those sabers are coming in right off our left. What is 4 doing? shit, 4's pretty damaged.
Calling.
He's just bugging out. He's on the, he's separated from the squadron. He's just on the climb. Missing the top part of the rudder, although it looks like the bottom part is still in place. Here's those F-86s. They're coming right over the top of Dresden. Lieutenant Colonel Charles Madison, I guess supporting us. They got here way later than I did, and even I was quite late. So far, no enemy aircraft in the area, though. Supposedly. Ooh. Captain Sultan Glinka. I feel like there's a lot more Soviet aces than friendly aces. Though, maybe that's not true. Autopilot was bringing me back down to low altitude. I do not want to be at low altitude. I want to climb for cruise. We're heading right towards... Oh no, we made the turn already. That's Czechoslovakia to our left there. So this is the RAF mountain range, which kind of heads east-west, right along the Czech border here. This is the city of Chemnitz right in front of us, which, luckily you can see, is already friendly. Two is bingo fuel as we're climbing up through 13,000 feet. It's just me and 2. 4 is going to make his own way at this point. He's just going to climb until he disappears, and then he'll just make his way home. But the game is counting him as out of the fight, so it's just me and Franklin here. We smashed the shit out of that convoy, though. I'm a little sad you couldn't see what was happening on my rocket run, but basically it came right down the road, and then I just held down the rocket button, so it just ripple-fired everything I had right down the convoy, and it basically gave me like 8 kills or whatever. And it was a huge chunk of the convoy just from those 8 rockets. I guess 16 rockets, right? Because it's 8 per wing. Ooh, oh no, we're down to 80 liters of fuel already? Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We're not going to make it home. We're going to have to land somewhere at a halfway point. Even once I get level here and pull the power back, I mean, we were at 80 liters last time, and I couldn't make it home from Hamburg with the fuel that low, so let's do 900 RPM. I'm just going to go for as long as I can here. Looking south over the mountain range towards the Czech lands.
Turn. This is Red, leader. Okay, leader. Next waypoint. Red Wolf. Calling. Okay.
There are enemy planes out there. Let's keep our heads on a swivel. Just for a little bit. Although, at this point, we are over friendly flak that would be going off. I'm so disappointed that one of the guys went down and is probably unrecoverable. Sadly, is probably dead. The Allard twins have been with us since the beginning, at first I was just calling them brothers, and then at some point I just decided to make the storytelling decision to make them twins. Which, I don't know how, you know, other militaries go. In a lot of militaries, they specifically prohibit brothers from being together in units. You know, because if the whole unit gets wiped out, then it's sort of a Saving Private Ryan situation where, you know, you have a whole, like, the whole family just gets wiped out. But I knew people in the Navy. I knew two guys who were brothers who got assigned to the same ship, which again is like not supposed to happen, but I think basically you can make it happen if you really want to and you know people. Because the guy's older brother was already aboard an aircraft carrier, and then when we graduated from power school, from nuclear power school, he got assigned to his brother's ship. So, and I was like, that's not supposed to happen. Like, there's literally a Navy ship named after the Sullivan brothers who all died because the ship went down. That's exactly why they don't do that, but, you know, I guess you can get a waiver for anything. I think basically once we get to 40 liters, I start making the decision as to which airfield we're going to come into, so that way I don't have to kill the engines again. We'll just fly in under our own power this time. Coming up on 16,000 feet. That right there is Airfield. You know what? We're just gonna put it in there.
Okay.
We'll just drop in here. I say Jenna, it's probably a soft J, probably Yena, or Yena, Jena. But this is Airfield Air Base right in front of us. We'll cross over midfield and drop into the downwind. Try to figure out which way the wind is going. We're at idle with about 40 liters left in both tanks, which gives us enough to probably go ahead and make a full military break circuit and come around to land. Ooh, you know what we'll do? Hold on, we'll cheat a little bit. We'd be talking to the tower here. And they would tell us that the winds are from the south. So we will land on runway 36. Perfect. The lights on. Whoa, what the? Oh, there's trees on that taxiway. I thought that they were aircraft all piled up. Let's go ahead and take one last look at this very pretty, although very unorthodox aircraft. I have come to love it as I have come to know it. And I will miss it. But it's time to move on to something else and something new that I can research and learn all about. Oh, I mean, forget I said that. I mean, we're going back to Britain to retrain. Yeah, that's it. All right. Coming around here.
Here's calling. This is Red Section. Stay on course. Red Wolf. Here's calling. Okay.
I think the funky thing here is that this airfield is supposed to be east-west, maybe, and it's north-south. As you can see, the rectangle goes the other direction, and then the runway sticks out on either end here, but that'll do. So, flight 1, turn to base.
Okay, leader. Okay, returning to base.
Off he goes. We go up. Really high victory roll into the brake. Come back down in altitude as we come around to downwind. Leave those air brakes out. Remember, we need like 175 knots to drop the wheels. Much slower than I keep thinking it's going to be. Although we can set the flaps at this point. So flaps coming to takeoff. That's notch 1. As we're coming down under 200, we are a beam of the landing point. We should be dropping here right now. Come on, come on. There's 180. There's 175. Yep, 175 is the magic number. Down to 150. There we go. Under 150 for landing, and now we're on base to final with a little bit longer of a final. The traffic pattern got really wide because I was outside the airplane during the break for artistic purposes. Alright, we'll do air brakes in. We'll save those for the last second when we need them. This is so much nicer coming in dignified to a to someone else's airfield rather than doing the silent ninja approach because I have no gas left. And landing into the wind for once. Goes up. And we just touch down nice. Ooh, like butter. Nice and easy on that one. And there we have it for the last time. Landing the Meteor F8 at a friendly airbase, if not our own. Again, we'll just pop in for a bit of tea, have them top off the tanks, and then we'll fly back to Geilenkirchen to collect our stuff, and then basically we're packing up and we are heading back to the United Kingdom. Even though we'll be leaving, the war continues, whether or not we are here. So, like I said, we'll have to perhaps make an effort to find our way back to the battlefield here with another squadron if necessary. Alright, let's hold it up here. Awesome. We're going to taxi into the line. Like I said, get situated, head back home, and I'll meet up with you there for the debriefing. Alright, welcome back to Geilenkirchen for the debriefing. Number 54 Squadron, our objective was to provide armed reconnaissance near Dresden, search out and destroy any enemy targets moving into the vicinity, or out of the vicinity as the case was. Flight time was 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 58 seconds. 20 primary targets were destroyed, 1 meteor was lost. 1 meteor was damaged. For a rating, though, of success, huge score, 2450. No remarks at that point. Let's take a look at the roster. I'll bet Allard here is dead. Son of a bitch, it was James Allard. Adrian, he made it back home. He's still with us. But damn, dude, that sucks. James Allard, after 10 missions, 12 air-to-ground kills, killed in action, going down almost right on top of the target at a very low altitude, had no chance to get out of his spinning aircraft. And of course, his brother, Adrian, will mourn him greatly, but so will the rest of us surviving pilots of 54 Squadron as we pack it up and go home. Looking at the stats, so to me, I fired 16 rockets for 7 kills. So that was a huge swath of destruction there. Although Pilot Officer Franklin, he got 7 with his rockets as well. I don't know if that was all in one pass, though. I think maybe he did a couple of passes. But the two of us got 14 targets between us. Interesting, though, right? It says I fired 16, got no hits, yet somehow killed 7 targets. So obviously major shrapnel and splash damage without getting a direct hit, I guess. Fired 100 rounds from the 20 mils for 5 hits and got 2 kills. So 2 of those trucks wasted by my guns. Now we'll look at the Allards here. So number 3, he got 3 kills. He dropped 2 napalms, getting kills with those, and then he got a gun kill. And I think maybe that gun kill, he was pulling out of that when ground fire came from somewhere and got him. I'm not even sure. There was fire coming from down the road a little bit at that intersection to the east. It didn't seem that close, but perhaps it was. Maybe there was something that just clipped him there. So that sucks. And then other Allard, he got a gun kill, and then he actually fired his napalm. He dropped his napalm, but they missed, and we watched that happen. They went beyond the road and hit off in the field. So between the 4 of us, we killed everyone down there, but they got Allard. They got James Allard in return for that. All right, here is the log, which is going to be a lot of this, a lot of AAA firing at us. So here at 10:41, I mean, this is probably as we were passing by that airfield. I don't even think that's on target. Okay, so this must have been Dresden AAA firing at us. Because here at 10:42, only a minute later, here's Allard dropping his napalm, killing 2 of these KRAS 255C command transport vehicles, some sort of truck. Here's Franklin firing the 60-pound rockets. Anyway, so here's me coming around. So if you remember, I pulled out of my first attack because I couldn't see the targets, and we were catching flak, and I wanted to be clear of the napalm. So we went around. So this is me at 10:43 coming down the head of the column and just letting it rip here, destroying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these trucks all in one go. Then Franklin is coming in. He's firing rockets. He destroys 4 all at once. So Allard, yeah, he was making a cannon run, and apparently hit 3 trucks. Oh no, sorry, he hit a truck 3 times. He destroyed it, and then a second later was shot down near Dresden. I'll have to review the footage. Did he get too low and hit something? Did he hit a like power lines or some sort of tower? I saw that there was a few towers sort of in the area. Could he have struck an object and then gone down? Because it doesn't say that he was hit by anything, but we definitely saw him. He had enough altitude where I could see the wing come off and then that he was spinning in. So he was low, but he wasn't that low. Not sure what got him then. But a collision maybe would make more sense. Maybe he hit something on the pullout, got a little altitude, and then we saw him spinning in. Not really sure there. Again, maybe that would, reviewing the footage might help identify what happened, because we were kind of looking right at him. I just was focused elsewhere until I saw the plane going down, so I don't know what happened. It might be on screen what happened, but I didn't see it. And then we were just out of there with a bunch of this AAA following us until we got behind friendly lines, and then we landed at Airfield. So that, as they say, is that. That concludes our Meteor campaign. Thanks for coming along with me on this one and through all 10 of the episodes, but the series is certainly not over. Join me for episode 11 when we see what our new aircraft is and what the next adventure is for Hickenbottom. All right, we'll see you then. Bye for now.